I believe in the future of agriculture. This is the first line of the iconic FFA creed by Tiffany. While I believe in the future of agriculture, I also believe the future of agriculture has to look like the people it serves. Unfortunately, that is currently not the case. A research study for the National FFA organization showed that in selected chapters, on average, 80% of the members reported to be white. But the communities those FFA chapters represented were only 54% white on average. American agriculture serves the American people, but FFA does not represent the American people. The people of America are diverse in race, nationality, and ethnicity, express their gender identity in a variety of ways, have different ways they experience love, believe in different things, come from different backgrounds, and every single person has a different story to share. But one of the things the American people have in common is that we all use products of agriculture. We all use food and fiber systems. So why doesn't FFA represent that diversity? Up until 1965, agricultural education was segregated. Up until 1965, white agriculture students were allowed to join the Future Farmers of America, known as the FFA, and black agriculture students could only join the New Farmers of America, known as the NFA. FFA students have better access to resources that prompted learning and success, such as more qualified teachers and better classrooms. Women didn't gain full membership until 1969, but it's 2024, right? So all of that's done, right? Though the segregation of schools and classes ended in 1965, we still feel the impacts of it today. Every time I looked around the Minnesota State FFA convention, I didn't see people that looked like me. When the Minnesota State elected their officers for the 24-25 year, none of them had skin tones similar to mine. These are recent examples of repression within Ag Ed. Ag Ed has a bunch of examples of repression. I, and so many others, feel under and unvalued within FFA. We're just a little bit too caught up in the way the world sees us, and the way I see you, and the way you see me, and the way I see myself whenever I look in the mirror. We never notice that other FFA members are wearing the same national blue and corn gold jacket throughout the country. We are all born from resilience, yet raised on assumptions. Lots of people look discrimination in the eye in a country that's where it's up and down that all people are equal. Our hands should be held together. Fist raised against the stereotypes this country has put upon my people. This world would rather chew up and spit out our history than help those in need. This world will devour our past, but how quickly this world will forget you are what you eat. Because if you are an FFA member, I bet you didn't think about the fact that I competed in the same CDE as many of your peers. You didn't see that. You only saw what was different about me, not what was the same. We did not just come from America's amber waves of wheat, but from corn, rice, fruit, nuts, vegetables, raw tobacco, cotton, and sugarcane to sweeten their tea. Remember why they call cotton the fabric of our lives? These agricultural products are grown on American farms, but our American farms are built on stolen land. Our farms are built on the bones of the indigenous people, on their land, which was stolen with guns, contracts, and illnesses, on the bones of those who want America, on the bones of the enslaved, and on the bones of those who fought just to speak. Here in America, in every single state, there's an FFA chapter, and corn is grown in every single state. From the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands, and from the state of Maine to Hawaii. These things should unite us, not divide us. FFA, I call upon you to address the oppression that occurs within your own organization. The Sentinel, stationed by the door, should keep that door open to all and welcome those who pass through it. Let's pretend this is class so I can explain why I'm mad at education. Education is the key to success, but they keep the poor locked out. Title I schools are less likely to have any career and technical education classes, let alone an agriculture program. We need to address oppression within Ag Ed because agriculture is one of the backbones of America, and the agricultural industry needs a future. How many FFA members could there have been if they weren't told they were too black to join FFA, too brown to join FFA, too gay, too Muslim, too minority? The minorities are done being called minor. You may tell me to be less angry, to be quiet, and to be less stubborn, but I must stay angry. I will need my anger now. Anger lets me know what needs to change. I must stay loud. My voice needs to be heard. I was told to stay quiet. Just because something happens doesn't mean you need to talk about it. but I must stay stubborn to fight for what I believe in. I was never told what I can and cannot say. I just learned to hold my tongue, but now I will not be quiet. I will not be silent for those who are silenced. There's a war going on in my city. I'm not too sure if anyone else seems to notice that there are people being drafted, those people not knowing that they are fighting on the front lines. You have been sleeping for too long, but you have not been dreaming. How many FFA members have we lost to gun violence? The sound of pummeling gunshots have made themselves too much like rain. I do not know what else would have woken your deep slumber. I know better than to sit back and wait for the revolution to be televised. I stand with an idea in my hand, ready to be ignited in the fuse in my marching to the beat of my heart. Lady Liberty has never been black, but even she is starting to notice that you are disappearing, that I am disappearing, that we are disappearing. There's a war going on in my city, and you may say I have it all backwards, but war turned around spells raw, and we've been stripped raw of our humanity. We must wake up and learn to stand together. There would be no such wars if this country's agricultural industry wasn't built off of each other's blood. We have been stacking blood and bigotry for years, trying to reach the impossible. I'm sorry that you are a soldier, because there is a war going on in my city, in your city, in our cities, and you are fighting every day you choose to exist. I leave you with a question. How will you create a positive influence in your home and community? For you, for me, for us, for the future. For the future of all. Thank you.